It's late at night, but I can't sleep. Let's do an unboxing. I don't think it can keep. Finally, EPIA Gate has come to a close. This board has cost me about 3 times its original purchase price. I've had to pay for the shipping, the US customs, the UK customs, and now the wasted taxi journey going to the depot where I was told it was, but it actually wasn't. But here it is. It's in my hands. So it's all forgiven now. It is a VIA EPIA. You know it's early by the fact it has a C3 processor. That's their equivalent to a socket 370 Pentium 3. And it is an... Go straight. An actual... You can barely read. Come on, I thought you did autofocus. You're the new wonderful camera. Come along. No. Anyway, it says EPIA 800. It also says 129 bucks new. I paid more than that. We won't go into that, shall we not? Shall we not? Okay. It's the same every side. It's so original. It's not at all. And the back shows me what goodies I could possibly find. They may or may not be anything like the board that's inside the box. We have yet to find out. This is VIA. It may or may not look anything like the box. We don't know. Let's run through the specs. So this is an EPIA 800. To put this in perspective, this was released, I think, in June 2002, because it is the original EPIA, but it has the faster processor. Yes, faster than the original. I say that slowly, faster, in a very sort of way, because it has a, this is great, you'll love this, floating point unit that's half the speed of the processor core. So it's an 800 megahertz processor with a 400 megahertz floating point unit. So it has the floating point unit of a Pentium 2 inside the processor that's a Pentium 3. I mean, thank you, VIA. That's a thing. So I'm going to read through the back specs first. As you can see, it's completely sealed. I mean, there is at least that for it. They showed me this sealed with a packing tape around it. It is that. Funny thing is, I bought a later EPIA board. You can see it in one of my other photos, and it just came in a brown box with all the shipping stuff just plonked on top of it. This actually is a retail box. I could see this in PC World next to lots of other bigger motherboards of the time. Lots of MSI boards, lots of Asus boards, that kind of thing. So it definitely is a fully retail box. I'm interested to see what's inside because they stopped doing this fairly quickly. So let's see what this says. PC 133-100 SD RAM support. VIA EPIA Mini ITX main board, dimensions 17 centimeters by 17 centimeters, and it obviously sticks very strictly to that because this box is tiny. ATX power supply compliant. VIA KPLE 133 North Bridge featuring integrated 2X AGP graphics. That's our wonderful Trident Blade 3D. They don't even hide it. They're quite happy to tell you. HA 100 support. You have got 2 IDE channels, I should point out, on this board. Not all of their boards have 2. This has got 2 IDE channels. 1 PCI slot. You can put the riser card on there, but you end up with a really weird form factor. It doesn't really work. VIA 8231 Southbridge, lovely for us all. AC97 audio on board. That's VIA's own special, but it does have a DOS and Sound Blaster Pro support, so I'm interested. Micro ATX chassis compliance. Well, yeah, they had to do that because they were the first people to come up with this form factor, and not everyone could get the case for it. VIA 10100 Ethernet LAN on board. VIA TV out on board, which is quite nice because the original version of this graphics card didn't have TV out. So VIA have a special extra kind of a companion chip that provides the TV out on here. So it is a thing, let's say. So it almost seems a shame, mid-2002 to now, but I think the time has come. Oh, I must show you, yeah, 129. 129. Original price in 2002. Honestly, it wasn't that much. Honestly, to buy their latest Mini ITX board, you have to pay $250 anyway. So it really isn't much money. Here's a comparison. Pair of kitchen scissors, board box. These are normal kitchen scissors. There's the board box. You get the idea. It's very small what I'm holding here. So let's do it. Trust me, I'll be gentle. I realise this is a bit of a... Well, not to everyone. These are probably everywhere in America. I don't know. I never know. These are probably the kind of thing that people just can't get rid of in some countries of the world. But over in the UK here, this is an absolute rarity. I don't even know if these were sold retail in the UK. I have no idea. I think I remember seeing pricing, but well, they were talked about. I don't even remember knowing where you could buy them. The normal retailers weren't selling these back in the day. I remember that. You would have had to get very lucky, let's just say. Oh wow, look at that. All the signs for a retail package. The Hallmark EPIA. We will give you one ID cable. It may have 2 channels, but here is one very, very cheap ID cable. Thank you very much, VIA. That's what I paid for. Lovely. Oh, ATA 100 cable. They promise. They promise. Good. I hope it really is 80 pin. I mean, I'm not to know right now, am I? I hope it's 80 pin. They say it's 80 pin. It must be 80 pin. Now, this didn't happen for long. It's the printed user manual. I tell you, they did not do this for long. They were onto the old online PDF very quickly. Is this a version? Is this... Oh. You know what? That's a funny thing. It looks literally like the version I've got. I have a version 1.1. And it literally does look like the online versions you get. Version 1.0. From March 21st, 2002. I believe that's pretty much when this was released to the public. Okay. We have a manual. That is rare. And very much like the other one, there are... how can I show you? There are connector settings, as you would hope. There are. And then we get really weird stuff. We get pictures of BIOS. I mean, not 1 or 2. We get every single screen. You get pages. It's all English, this, I think. Loads and loads and loads and loads and loads. And then we get nice pictures, screenshots of the Windows installation system. Chipset driver, Ethernet driver, audio driver. Intriguing. Have you never installed using Windows Installer before? I don't know. And literally same process, but they go through it with screenshots for every single driver. The graphics, the sound, the LAN, the fast infrared, the network. They all get their little space. This is nice. There aren't many original EPIA owners that have the official IO shield. Wow. How nice. Lucky me, I suppose. In a very limited way, lucky me. I think it goes that way, right? It looks like that in the case, I think. Yeah, it's a pretty cheap one, I'll be honest. Have you noticed how my camera keeps stopping? That's new. Oh yeah, don't remember it doing that before. I'd like to know what it's sort of checking while it's doing that. I don't know. Anyway, IO shield, lovely, how nice. And then the driver CD. Is another thing that's almost as rare as the manual. In fact, it might be rarer than the manual. Actually getting a driver CD with an EPIA board is pretty much an unheard of. You get an awful lot of little things on the box saying, yeah, drivers online for most of these boards. So that's nice. You know what? There might be some little tricks down here. There might be some little forgotten utilities. Well, I am going to make an ISO of this CD. I think that'll be the next thing I do as a bit of a courtesy. I can do that. I'm feeling nice. I'm feeling nice. And then, oh no, it's finished. I think the motherboard's probably under here, but we have a big piece of cardboard. Retrieve the 2 parts. What's beneath the cardboard? I really hope it is sealed. Do you know what? Things are looking good. Things are looking good. Oh my. Oh. You see, the funny thing is with VIA EPIA boards, you never know what you're going to get until it actually kind of physically is in your hands. They change things all the time. First thing I'm noticing, see the ID connectors? Both blue. I mean, that's not a standard either. You know, you have the blue one and the white one. Yeah, these are both blue, so that's not a standard anyway. So that's interesting. And they're not black as they were shown on the box. You literally never know what you're going to get with VIA. Bless them. I'm trying to work out if it's got the onboard chip. I think it has. If it's got the chip on board, that means it's actually got a very limited amount of memory. You can actually install a mini operating system on. So I could, for example, basically, you'll like this, could basically boot FreeDOS from a ROM. Oh, features, features, features. We're all about those features. Yeah. So its configuration must be, there's the rear. So you've got, oh, I don't know, I better show you out the packet, hadn't I? Resealed. Seems a shame to break that, but I will. For my wonderful viewers, I will. Is it old enough to give up? No. Wow. Wow. Yeah, it's still giving me a hard time years later. Incredible. That's really small. Even for Mini ITX, that's really small. I think I have got the chip on the pin on chips. I think so. I think so. It's hard to be sure. So configuration. There we are. ATX power. ID 1 and 2. Takes 2 SD RAM sims up to 1 GB, so 512 meg each. I actually have got some 512 meg memory. Bear with. I've got some nice, it is nice, still brand new and sealed. Still brand new and sealed. Kingston PC 133, 512 meg, which is quite nice, which is decent. So that's going to be really cool. So I've got the capabilities to max that memory if I want to. Not sure how that'll go for Windows 98, but I'm a trier. You know, I'm a trier. I have 256 meg Viking options as well. I'm being careful. I'm on top of the anti-static map for this because these are notorious for frying themselves pretty easily. Seriously. Okay, so it's pretty much as I've shown. Nothing like you might notice the diagrams in their manual. Nothing like that, because the diagrams in their manual show them just bare chips. Bare chips. It's always not what you get at all. So the North Bridge has a heatsink on it. It's a wonderful 8 meg Trident 3D. Trident Blade 3D graphics. 8 meg, yeah. DirectX 6, 4 days. and the CPU sits under the little fan there. There is, I think, yeah, there is a second hand threading. It's directly in front of the first one. Onboard speaker. Battery is upright. It's a VIA thing, that. Loads of VIA chips. You can tell there's a VIA audio codec, and you can tell there's a VIA LAN chip. Everything's VIA chip wise. And IO ports. It's basic, but if you want a Win9x era machine, you know, and you want it small, you can't do better, because it's basic. But look at it; it's the right ports. All the legacy stuff's there. USB 1.1. There is a connector for the front somewhere. I'll have to look in the manual. There was a connector for the front as well. The really cool thing about these, again, the colours are changed, but these two. So you've got S video out as well as your VGA. You've only got analog out, but that's the age of the graphics card. That's fine with me. So you have S video out, and you have this interesting little RCA coax adapter. You change a jumper. It's either RCA video out, so that's composite video, or it's digital sound, which I think is a really cool combination use for port. So it can be 5.1 SPDIF digital sound over coax, or it can be your composite video. I think that's quite cool. I like that idea. Got to decide what it's going to be. So anyways, this is the VIA 800, VIA EPIA 800, very early revision VIA EPIA board unboxing, and hopefully over the weekend it's going to go in my my nice little case it's demoed earlier. Okay, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.